it seems a very long 12 months of work that we've put through. The staff have been phenomenal. They adapted really quickly to a really difficult situation. We were really ambitious and we targeted those participants that we usually deal with that we thought were the most vulnerable. So that resulted in well over 1,000 calls to those that are socially isolated. I think it was something like 5,000 worth of hours that we were calling with. So that was really needed at the time. And was really well received from a lot of the fans. That led on to sending out isolation packs. So those that wanted to stay fit and healthy, we had some fitness equipment, we had some food go out, we had Tough In support us with that. That was fantastic as well. To make sure, I think we sent out well over 100 isolation packs to participants. Those were on our cancer rehabilitation programs, our active ageing programs, and it really did go down really well. And then we had the task of obviously bringing back face-to-face delivery. So face-to-face to start with was obviously all of our online work. So we did loads of stuff over Zoom. Again, trying to make sure that those were isolated were engaged. We did fitness sessions online. We supported schools. So that was both online and back into face-to-face delivery when those teachers were having to isolate now, that our staff were supporting the schools that way. Or whether it was those that were the key workers and the children that were coming in, our staff were there to allow the teachers to be able to basically carry on teaching those children that couldn't make it into the schools. So it's been a really, really busy but a really good year for us as a total. That sort of just went on in the background. Building works for that was fantastic. It carried on through and we managed to open that in May. We had Marvin Morgan down here, which was great for the opening. A great way to open it really, and it's just absolutely packed every single night. That's both with our participants from our disability groups through to the player pathway, through to the academy that have been using it. First team even used it for some fitness training at the start of the season when they first returned. So it's going to be utilised obviously by the club, but also lots of grassroots clubs that will be coming in from September to use it for their nightly training. COVID for us, it kind of identified that what we used to call projects or activities are actually vital services. So a coffee morning for the elderly on a Thursday is actually a service that is reducing social isolation and having a massive impact on their health, both mentally and physically, with the work that we do. And like I said, I think it opened our eyes a little bit and surprised us of how much we're needed within the community. Obviously we're concentrating on the return to fans, or sorry, I should say the return of fans. So there's lots of work been going on in the background that can now come forward. A lot of stuff that was delayed because of COVID. So there's a few changes going to happen to the fan zone. We're really happy that we've gone into partnership with a company called BMF Shrewsbury, and they will be landing some really impressive, basically an outdoor military gym within the fan zone. It won't affect the fan zone on a match day. It's going to provide us with a massive cover for fans to stand under. It's going to basically be a bit of moving around of where the bar is currently, but what it will allow us to do is make sure that we're utilising space on non-match days as well. So all of the services that I've just said that we're providing can access a first-class gym on the stadium campus, which will both help the fan zone, it'll make the fan zone better, but also, like I said, help all those participants that we're seeing Monday to Friday on a weekly basis. And we're really happy we've signed an agreement with Vices Care. A substantial amount of money is going to be invested into the women's team. They're not going to have to pay to play like they have done in the past, which is the first step forward of trying to be having a more professional approach to the women's and girls game. Hopefully that will inspire a lot of the younger girls that we've got within our advanced development centres to progress into and play for the women's team, and hopefully we'll see them progress through the leagues over the next 2 or 3 years. And like I said, it's probably the first time in Shropshire that this has been done, that a women's team is playing free of charge. From COVID, we've started a lot of employability programs, which is linked into our education programs, and in truth, we've run out of space. So we've got the training centre, training and media centre, that again is going to be utilised on a match day for the media team as well. and hopefully the post-match press for the manager to do his post-match press in there as well, which will be a fantastic resource for both club and community. And again, on a Monday to Friday, there'll be our foundation degree students, participants coming in that may be out of work, job centre type work that we're doing. We've actually got 30 members of staff, new members of staff on the government Kickstart scheme, so you've got people here that are helping with the media of the women's team, for example, or analysing the academy boys and working with strength and conditioning coaches. So there's fantastic opportunities here, but we were running out of space, so it's really good to work with the club, and obviously when it's finished, hopefully for the start of September, will be another first class facility that we can use. Obviously we've got a disability supporters club starting, match day club, so that's linked into our weekly sessions that we have across Shropshire. Mark Bull is actually starting that. I think it's launching for the first game. That's where children with disabilities and adults with disabilities can come in, have a physical activity session, because it is hard for them to access physical sessions during the week. Have that session, then have something to drink, something to eat within the facilities, and then go and watch the game, and we can give them a voice basically of how we can increase or improve the matchday experience for them. We've got ambitious plans to replace the current community hub. We have planning permission with Shropshire Council for that to be done. We're just at the final stages of hopefully securing the final bits of funding, and that will see brand new changing rooms to support the new 3G, alongside some more classrooms, because we know there's going to be a demand on classrooms coming forward, administration space because the staff base is still growing, and hopefully a cafe as well, again to support those parents that have to stand out in the rain and currently watch their children run around.